All the way through high school and even while at university, you were drilled with the same social norms of career progression. Get good grades at high school to get into a good university. Do well at university to get an internship. Use that internship to get that elusive graduate job. If you want to make some money while at university, go get a casual job. Use that casual job to get some work experience that will then help you to get an internship, which probably won't be paid, but once again, it'll help you to get that elusive graduate job. Sounds easy, right? However, more and more students are realizing that employers are expecting students to have at least one internship, but at the same time, there are fewer and fewer internships available. However, in Australia, we are actually lucky because 7 out of 10 graduates will get full-time work after graduating. If we were in the US, this number would be much less. It's only about 5 out of 10. But it doesn't tell the full story. Entry-level jobs are overrated. I have friends who work in some of these top-tier firms who work 60 to 70 hours a week. They work 70 hours a week trying to get over their first step in their career progression, but soon they realise they are just a cog in the machine of that corporation. And as a partner in one of these firms told me once, at the end of the day, you're somebody's and everybody around you are douches. You work crazy hours. You work crazy hours and you put up with inter-office politics. And if you succeed at this, you end up working for someone else the rest of your life, trying to make them wealthy. This career progression, in my opinion, is an old idea. You spend your days at university trying to make yourself stand out from everybody else. You do extracurricular activities trying to make yourself stand out, but like I said, you look just like everyone else on paper. You may have a good GPA, you've done that extracurricular activities, you may have work experience, you may even have an internship. But once again, you still look like everyone else on paper. But there is actually a way to stand out, because what employers are looking for is actually changing. And the reason why it's changing is because the average the lifespan of an S&P 500 company in the 1920s was 67 years. What do you think it is now? It's 15. It's 15 years, and the reason why it's 15 years is because businesses and industries are changing. They are being innovated and they are being disrupted. They are changing so rapidly. And there's these old companies that are being disrupted by the younger companies, and it's these old companies who need innovation. They need employees who can innovate. And who is it that can innovate? It's entrepreneurs, and the average age of an entrepreneur is 35. It's 35 in Australia, and this doesn't make sense to me. This confuses me. It just doesn't make sense. Because when you are 35, you have all of these other commitments in your life which are stopping you from taking that leap, taking that jump into entrepreneurism. The kinds of things that you need to overcome are having a family who obviously rely on you for income. You have other time commitments, you have a mortgage, and you have a job. You have a job and you take all of your time at your job. You're starting to work your way up the career path. You're trying to get that job. You've already got that job, but it's getting to a point where you're starting to actually work your way up that ladder. And then, of course, we're not forgetting the bills, the credit card bills, and more bills that go along with someone at the age of 35. I'm scared of 3 things in life. The first is an axe murderer breaking into my house late at night. The second is running into an escaped prison inmate. And finally, having that as my life when I'm 35. That's what scares me. So, to stop my life ending up like this, I took a different approach. I'm a student and an entrepreneur. I started a business while at university, and it was the best thing that I have ever done. Because when you're at university, you are in a unique position that no one else is in when you're at university. You don't have any of this. You don't have a family relying on you for a steady income. You don't have a home loan. You don't have a huge number of bills. None of these are actually there. You don't have to worry about it. So, why aren't there more university students starting businesses? Why not? Like I said, you're in a unique position to be able to start a business with no risks. There are no risks. Starting a business at university changes the way you see the world. It changes the way you see the future. It changes the way you see your life. Go to university to find your passion, find what you're good at, find what you're great at, find what you're amazing at, find your unique skill set, and what you do is you combine them all. You combine them all into a business. When your business takes off, you won't have to follow that old career path, you won't have to follow any internships or work experience or anything, because your business becomes your internship. Your skills will continue to develop and improve at a much, much faster rate than it otherwise would have if you were making coffee interning at another place. And to keep up with these demands of running your business, your skills and aptitude across pretty much every area will increase. You will be in charge of your own future, your own life. You are no longer a cog working hours and hours for somebody else for a small amount of money, because your salary will only be limited by your creativity at your business. And this is the new way to learn, this is the new way to study, and it is the new way to stand out from everybody else. But what happens if you fail? You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your business fails, because employers are now more likely to hire someone with an entrepreneurial mindset than with not one internship, not 2 internships, but 5 internships. 5. I don't know anyone who has done 5 internships. But they are looking for people who have that entrepreneurial mindset, because they have the following skills. They are innovative, they are creative, they can execute on their own ideas, they're accountable for their own actions, and they have leadership attributes. And these businesses are looking for their next leaders. They are looking for the people who can help them innovate. But barriers to starting a business are small while you're at university. But you do need to be someone who is comfortable with risk and comfortable with failing. But failing doesn't mean failure. Failure is a good thing. Failure is a great thing. Failure is how you improve and how you learn. But the main reason students don't start businesses while at university are actually more about funds, not having enough money. But costs to starting a business have actually dropped over the last few years. You can build a web page, and there are services online where you can get things done so cheaply, so easily, which you were otherwise not able to do. So gone are the days of having to write a business plan that takes you 6 months, and then take that business plan to a bank. And then once you get your loan approved, then you use that money to start a business. You don't have to do that anymore. You could start a business now. You could start a business tonight, because it is really easy and really cheap to start. But if you do need capital, there are places that will support you and help you. There are crowdfunding campaigns, there are startup incubators, there are government grants, and even corporations. There are some corporations that are making money available to start up businesses, people with just an idea. The second reason why students don't start a business is a lack of knowledge. They believe that they need to go work somewhere else first before they can start their own business. And this can be scary, starting your own business, don't get me wrong, it's pretty terrifying, it's quite stressful. But even the most experienced entrepreneurs have this thought, they have this feeling that they don't know what they're actually doing. But if you are pushing the boundaries of your own limits every single day, then of course you're going to be in that zone. You're going to be in that zone of the unknown, of not knowing what you're actually doing. And this is something to embrace, because it's where you learn. It's how you get better. But if I get bored if I was to do the same thing over and over and over again. But like I said, working in that zone is actually how you learn. But when I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, like I'm drowning, like I'm over my head, I ask people, because the other secret of starting a business while at university is that people are willing to help you. You ask them and they help you. The internet's great for finding out information, but you know the best way to find out information? You ask someone who has done it before. You ask them. And you can find these people in the co-working spaces, the meetup groups, the startup incubators, even the student societies. They will help you. And I am only where I am today because of this business, because of these societies. The biggest motivator of actually having someone start a business while at university is seeing somebody else who has done it before. They have done it before you, and that's why I'm here. If you surround yourself with people who have done it before, you're more likely to start your own business. It's the social proof people need. And that's, like I said, that's why I'm here. I'm not that special. I am no different to you. And I can introduce you to millions, probably not millions, thousands of people who have started businesses while at university. And you know what? They're just like you. They're just like me. We are no different. The only difference between us is that we have asked. So you guys can do this. You can come out of the audience and you can start a business. You can start it tonight and you can actually do this. Because like I said, I'm not that special. I just rely on a huge number of people from the co-working spaces, the startup incubators, and the student societies like the Entrepreneurship Society at this university. Starting a business while at university was the best thing I have ever done. It's the best choice I made in my entire life. And the main reason is because it gave me an opportunity to connect with new and inspiring people every single time I go to these places. Every time. So, it also let me make friends with these people. I can ask them any questions I have and they will help me, just like they will help you if you join these places. Like I said, they helped me do things I never thought possible, that I never knew I was even able to do. So, turn to the person next to you. Tell them what your idea is, how you're going to solve it, what your unique attributes are. Because your network, the people who will support you, are sitting next to you. They're sitting in this audience and they will help you, just like the people who I connect with every day help me. So this summer, don't do a summer internship. Don't find a summer job. Start a summer business, because you may never need to find that elusive graduate job. Thank you.